Hey, Shalom, all praises to YAHAWAH, BAHA, SHEM, YAHAWASHI, YAHA, Rakah, Quadash, the bonds to the apostles and elders of great millstone, peace and safety to the elect, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. All right, it's a Ratazah once again, and it's going to be a quick lesson titled Martial Law is Being Lined Up as We Speak. All right, because earlier this morning I was, basically checking out some of the news stories on that so-called mass shooting. All right, as some deem the Valentine's Day massacre. All right, down there in Florida at that school, 17 people supposedly were killed. All right, and for those that shouldn't know, we know that's all propaganda, and it's a ploy, so to speak, to push for so-called gun control in America. All right, why? Because martial law is being lined up. Okay, which martial law is when society is on complete lockdown in a police state, or it's ran by the military. And you have the streets being patrolled by tanks and troops, and they're gonna have orders to shoot to kill, man, in various zones in America. All right, and they don't want any type of retaliation from the people, from these American people, man. So they want to push these agendas and these staged shootings and whatnot. Whether the guy, I think his name is Nicholas Cruz, if I'm not mistaken, whether he really did it, or whether there was, they say there was several other shooters that were on the premises. But either way, man, this is all a staged act to further push that agenda. I believe this year was 18 school shootings alone already, so Esau is definitely pushing towards that, that gun restriction for these American citizens, so that when he when he come to kicking your door at 3-4 in the morning, you ain't this is a wrap, man. But I want to get this scripture, Psalms chapter 50. I'm gonna start at 16. The point is in verse 19. This is Psalms 50 and 16. It says, "But unto the wicked, the Most High saith," which the wicked, all right, beginning with the so-called white man and the elites, then it trickles down to the other nations, and also 2/3 of our people, man, the Israelites, all right, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, okay? But ultimately, the wicked is the so-called white man, Esau. It says, "But unto the wicked, the Most High saith, What hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth?" All right, yeah. And what are the statutes and covenants of the Heavenly Father? This Bible, man, this word. And everything about the so-called white man is left hand energy. All right, and the scriptures deal with righteousness. So the so-called white man has nothing to do with the Bible, man. All right, he doesn't have any type of authority or say so, or any type of dealings with the Bible, because it's not his book. All right, it's the Israelites' book, man. Okay, so he has nothing to do with this word, man. All right, this is verse 17. "Seeing thou hatest instruction, and castest my words behind thee," and that's what the so-called white man has done. When you look at society is not following after the scriptures. It's not following the format or the blueprint, so to speak, that YAHAWASHI laid out through the Bible, man, through the law, statutes, commandments, all right, all throughout the New Testament. There's a particular order of things of how it's supposed to be run on the earth, man. And the so-called white man, he cast that behind him, he cast that aside. Now you got homosexuality, lesbianism, pedophilia, drugs, GMO foods, big mouth black women, all of these things that's off, man. All right, thanks to the so-called white man, the wicked. It says, "When thou sawest a thief, then thou consentest with him, and has been partaker with adulterers." Yeah, and that's really the MO of the so-called white man. He's a thief and he's an adulterer, man. All right, the word consentest means basically to embrace, or to be pleased with, man. Because the white man's the biggest thief on earth, man. Look at America, for instance. America is stolen land. All right, stolen from the so-called Native American and Seminole Indians, man. All right. And the so-called white man, he's an adulterer too, spiritually. Hell, physically and spiritually, man. All right. Bowing down to various gods of the nations, channeling and summoning all these demons and left-hand energy, man. All right. It says, it's the point, verse 19. It says, thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. Yeah, and the so-called white man is a goddamn liar, man. You got these, you always have a national news story, and people always find holes in it, man. The so-called white man is tacky as hell when it comes to staging these things, man. He lies to the people, puts it out there in the media, so-called propaganda. But it's all a farce and a lie, man. All right, why? Because he has a hidden agenda, okay, which is to bring martial law in America. All right, so I'm gonna go from there. I'm gonna just jump to it. Jeremiah 18. Okay, Jeremiah 18 and 22. Okay, it says I think when you read the whole chapter, this is dealing with the nation of Israel, but as a whole, all right, this is going to fall on America, man. Okay, this is Jeremiah 18 and 22. It says, let a cry be heard from their houses, and that's what's going to be happening when martial law is enacted in America, in the streets, in these cities in America, man. It's going to be a lot of weeping and crying, man. Okay, when your door's getting kicked in, and the troops are in there, these UN troops, they're all girded up with the tactical uniforms, M16 rifles, with the big knee-high boots on, they're gonna be offing people, man. So it says, let a cry be heard from their houses when thou shalt bring a troop suddenly upon them. Yeah, troop, those UN troops, man. All right, coming from these various military groups. All right, and these troops are going to be brought in by YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. This is ultimately the judgment of the Lord on the people, man. Okay, it says, for they have digged a pit to take me, it hid snares for my feet. Right, so this is really dealing with the nation of Israel, man. Because why? The nation of Israel is ultimately like the biggest enemy to the prophets of the Lord, man. These jakes, these people had it their way. They'll put us to death now, man. All right, I'm talking about our people, Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. But ultimately, we're protected. All right, we're protected by who? YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, and the angels, man. All right, the angels have a hedge around his men, and these demons are not going to be able to attack us, man. All right, but the judgment is coming for the so-called white man Esau, ultimately, and 2/3 of Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Okay, so all of this stuff that's going on with these stage shootings and the news all throughout America is a set in place to bring about another agenda, okay, which is martial law, man. All right, so I'm gonna go from there. This is another martial law scripture. I believe it's is it Zechariah? Yeah. All right. Zechariah 14, and I'm gonna read verse. I'm gonna start from the top. It says, "Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, and thy spoil shall be divided in the midst of thee." Yeah. So the day of the Lord is rapidly approaching, and people think this is going to be a day of partying and bullshitting, so to speak, not knowing that the day of the Lord is wrath, man. All right. It says, verse 2, it says, "For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle." All right. And who's Jerusalem? Jerusalem is the Israelites. Another name, another alias for the Israelites, man. Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right. And the Lord's going to gather these nations and these troops against Israel, man. It says, "And the city shall be taken," and what's that? That's martial law, man. You know, like I made a video a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago, recommending brothers watch that movie Bushwick. You know, if you haven't seen it already, you might want to check that out. It gives you a depiction of you know, what martial law could be like in that day, man. It's a pretty accurate depiction. You know, right? But it says what? And the city shall be taken, man. All right, taken over by what? These troops, man. All right, it's like we read in Jeremiah the 18th chapter. It says, and the houses rifled, and the women ravished, and half the city shall go forth into captivity. Yeah, man. Women going to be getting raped. Houses going to be getting rifled, you know, or broken down, so to speak. And what? People going to be thrown in concentration camps. You know, that's why it says what? They should go forth into captivity. All right. So that's what's coming, man. This is all these things that's occurring now is a stepping stone to get to this point. All right. It says, and the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city. It says, then shall the Lord go forth and fight against those nations as when he fought in the day of battle. Right. So yeah, you're gonna have a residue or a certain remnant that's going to be shielded away, just like I mentioned before. You know, YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, and the angels have a spiritual hedge around a particular remnant that's going to be protected from what's coming, man. You know, but ultimately, what? This is all set in place for the wicked of our people and these other nations too, man. All right, beginning with the so-called white man. You know, so. You know, I just want to bring out a few scriptures on that, hitting on that point. You know, I was reading some articles on that shooting. You know, this is all set in place for martial law, man. You know, they don't want no retaliation, or they don't want no type of opposing force coming against them when this thing is enacted, man. You know, so hopefully that was that was edifying. All right. So with that, all praises to Yahawah, by Shem YAHAWASHI, Waha, Rakah Kwadash. Until next time, Shalom.